Alright, welcome back, you fucking monkeys. I am continuing on words with warming up. And actually, a couple things to mention is I'm getting a lot of positive comments. I'm at 182 subscribers now, which is insane. Fucking mind boggling. Broken Draw's exposure has single handedly doubled, more than doubled my subscriber count, which is crazy. So, again, thank you so much, your boy, Broken Draw. And what else? I mean, I am doing the exercises that he recommends in his videos, or his 25 drawing exercises video as well. I'm gonna be doing ribbons today, which is really fun as well, right? Really gonna bend my brain. But I don't even know why I made that sound as if I was referencing anything I wasn't. But first, I'm getting some comments, and more people are saying this, where they're saying they'll play my videos in the background. So I guess I'm an ASMR drawing channel now. I did have my third video thumbnail be ASMR chill goon with me or some shit like that. So yeah, that's just me drinking my tea, don't mind me. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with any of your minds and how demented you must be to listen to my voice while you draw. But if it helps, it helps. I'm not gonna judge you. I will dislike you, but I will not judge you. And you shall not judge me either, and you shall like my videos instead. Right? That's subliminal. It's limited. I can't fucking pronounce words, but for how well I think I speak language, I actually thought it was rhetoric for the longest time, rhetoric in terms of pronouncing it. So yeah, subliminal messaging. Like, subscribe, and deposit e-transfer, please. But yeah, we're doing ribbons. I also wanted to say one more thing. What the fuck was it? Yeah, people are being positive. I appreciate all the comments. Right, what else? Maybe there's a bit of pressure on me now to actually perform really well, because now I have more people essentially being like, yo, we're watching you. So I have to be like, oh shit, people are watching me now? But maybe I can just ignore all that. Continue to draw. Yeah, I don't know if there's any point thinking about any supposed pressure that's going to be occurring, because, ooh, this is nice. And this is actually, there you go. Yeah, as you can see, I'm a bit more quote-unquote advanced when it comes to doing these ribbons now. It's crazy, even when you don't practice the one specific thing, your body and your mind especially remembers how it should, like what you did, all the work that you did. And as long as, again, I tried visualizing this, and it actually looks pretty decently like how I visualize. Right, let's try visualizing something else now. But yeah, no, I'm just gonna do my best to practice and continue. Many of you will be bored after the first 30 seconds and you'll log off. Many of you will skip around, right, to see what I'm drawing, all that shit. But until I'm great, or just a lot better, nobody's really gonna stick around for any longer than a little bit. But let's see. I'm trying to think of anything unique. Maybe we should just start off simple. Okay. So there's that. Why don't I... something like this. So I'm trying to think. Right? Because if I don't know, is that correct? I'm trying to think about it in terms of drapery right now. But maybe those lines are necessary. Yeah, I don't think those lines were unnecessary. It's kind of... something like that. Actually, this probably would have read a lot better if I didn't try to add any drapery-esque lines to it, right? But yeah, the ribbons is basically what I'm using as a launch pad for going into drapery, right? It's not as if I know how drapery works. I mean, if we're just gonna talk about ribbons, it's just kind of this, right? where we're just connecting two planes together. That's a fucking horrible example. Jesus Christ. Why can't I ever whenever I'm trying to give an example, why can't I make it a good one? So let's try this instead. Right? There you go. You're connecting two planes, right? I believe that's how he did it. And again, I'm obviously just giving an example that's sort of crossing them out or making them sort of twist and shit, but it can be done in any way. You know, we can even have something like this. See? Something like that, right? It's like curving in a bit inwards and around. Could draw a bit bigger, but let me actually rest my brain right now. But yes, welcome new subscribers, right? I mean, it's been I already have 2 weeks worth of videos queued up till April 10th, right? Oh, by the way, I post Tuesday to Saturday at 6:15 p.m. EST, right? 5 days a week. That's my upload schedule for those of you wondering. I don't know if I should make community posts. I don't know if I have much of a community now, but I do appreciate that people comment and stick around. For as small of a content creator as I am, it's actually crazy that people comment, right? That shit doesn't usually happen often, but at least from what I know. But yeah, okay, cool. But yeah, the shit's like, you guys won't be seeing this till April 13th or something. So at that point, I'll have probably more established. The people who came in from Broken Draw, you know what I'm all about. But I'm not referencing you. I'm not referring to you until yesterday and today now. Whatever the fuck you, bro. Let me just rest. Fuck you. Oh, I know what I can do to practice my perspective further with this ribbon exercise. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say is I'm still speaking to your boy Broken Draw. I don't know if I can say his name. It's on his Instagram, I guess. Tieran Holtet, right? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Tieran, Tieran. Fucking, I must be shit with names, I guess, right? I can't even blame people for not being able to pronounce my name, even though it's also only 7 letters. But or his is 6, yeah. But either way, well, let me do this first. Right, maybe we can kind of make it curved in, right? The thing with Drapier, I feel as if there's a lot of leeway to fuck it up. Because yeah, that's kind of just a flowing material of sorts, you know? Although I think the leeway only exists, as you can see, if the curves look very organic like that, right? But yeah, Tieran or Broken Draw, he mentioned, because I asked him, like, what else do you think I can do apart from the practice that I am doing to improve, right? To sort of really push myself. And he mentioned, it's like, hey, I think your fundamentals are actually pretty strong. I don't know about that. I would actually say my fundamentals need a lot of work. You know, there's still a lot of advanced things I want to do with the perspective practices. There's still contour manipulation, which I haven't really touched upon at all, right? I'm still struggling with double rounding. Single rounding is pretty decent at this point, I would say. Especially contour manipulation, form intersections are still difficult for me. again, like I'm thinking super advanced. I want to be really advanced, but I guess as a beginner, he thinks I have a pretty decent grasp of fundamentals. So he suggested, why don't I try doing the level 4 or 5 exercises from his video, and start practicing that, right? Which is intimidating. I'm not gonna lie, because he's just like, if you want to draw from imagination, the only way to do it is to draw from imagination, right? And for me, that's like, oh shit, oh shit. But it's true. The only way to do it is to start. So what I'm probably gonna do is, after I do these rounds, right? This thing, after I do one bout of this, I'm here right now, which is warm up after, because I did figure yesterday. So after I finish this shit up, and it added more workouts, right? Sci-fi loot box, cars. But after I do this, probably because this will take roughly, let's say, 6 days. How many things do I have here? I have like 5 to 6 in total, because I do warm up and then the thing in the same day. So what is that? The fuck, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. It's like 6, I think. So I think it would be good if I spent a week on this, and then however many days it takes to fill up an entire scene on a page, right? That is going to be extremely challenging. I expect it to be extremely shit, but that is how we grow, right? This is too basic though. This level of twist. Like maybe I could have added a little. Like that. Does that? I guess that does make a obviously the fucking dick. I didn't even notice. I completely didn't even realize what I was drawing behind. Obviously, the nice fucking shafted tip is in. It's a fucking bow tie on a cock. That's amazing. Holy shit. But yeah, this is too basic. Whatever. Let's try another one. Fuck me, bro. Holy shit. That's fucking hilarious. Kind of have an idea here. But this is also really basic. It's like that. See? These are just normal ribbons, I guess you could say. And then maybe I could have something like, but yeah, ribbons are really fun. I would honestly suggest you do them to the best of your ability, because I don't know, I think I made them more complex before. I'm gonna try doing what I did prior. But let's see, how can I... There you go, that's a bit better. There you go, that's a bit better. Cool. And for now, I just want to fill up all the spaces with ribbons. It's really fun. Yeah, I know it fucks with the negative space or whatever, but who really cares about that? Let's see. What other types of, I mean, we could start making this more complex, I guess. Because I could do something maybe like... Right. It's going here, then I guess it's lapping around like so. Right, I want there to maybe be a... Like, how could this end up looking like something? Nah, I don't think that makes much sense. I didn't visualize this properly. That's what it is. Because maybe. You see, again, I don't really know how these folds work, right? I'm trying to understand it. I'm trying to visualize it, right? But it's not as if I have a good understanding. Anyways, let me rest my brain. Fuck, I thought there was a weird little speck in my tea. Might have just been my moustache. Still recording, right? I have to fucking do this all the time. That's just the life. Oh, and somebody was asking me in my intro video what camera I use. At this point, I probably already responded to you, but just check the description, guys. Check the description, click the affiliate link, purchase it, and then refund it once that affiliate commission comes to me if it's too expensive. Please and thank you. But, okay, let's try, okay, this is gonna be fun. Because I'm trying to do something very difficult. Okay, so first, it's gonna be something like this, right? Real question is it's going downwards, like so? Maybe, right? Something like that. Yeah, spirals are also a great way to, in my opinion, test the knowledge. See, I think I fucked it up a little because, let's see, it's going down. It's supposed to be connecting like that. So it's supposed to be like this. The connection is the hard part. So then, let's see. Imagine it again. Right? And to keep the perspective in mind. See, it's a fuck up because it has to be more organic compared to this, right? It's the connections. The connections are what make it look legit. So it's supposed to be looping, 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 and then it's like, oh, it's coming back around. But proportions, connections, I think, and obviously the unconfidence or lack of confidence within the lines. Good shit. make it look a bit more finicky, right? So we can try that again. I really like doing spirals. Spirals are a great way to practice perspective knowledge and application, in my opinion. Let's just try doing less spiraling. Maybe we'll just do one loop around, right? And this way I can really focus on, let's see. Something like that. Then we have to make it has to look reasonable within the space, right? So maybe again something like this. But you see how it's kind of getting more and more squished, and that's not good either. This is kind of coming all across. Yeah, and again, my lines need to connect a bit better. Yeah, it's okay. I could have obviously visualized that more consistently, right? And that's what leads to the lack of confidence in the lines. But oh, and somebody else did, like the person who said, "Oh, like it's incredible how you can imagine from perspective." They responded, being like, "Yeah, nobody has that work ethic, though, right?" I say nay, my guy. I say nay. That is untrue. If I can do it, you can do it. Let us not believe that we are not capable of something. You know, it just takes time. We all have our own journey, right? Again, like I appreciate the compliment and I appreciate the belief in my work ethic, but what I do doesn't have to be what you do immediately, right? But it's just about making I guess what the fuck am I trying to say, like, yeah, making that progress, getting there, you know, going to that point where you feel more comfortable drawing for longer periods of time. I do acknowledge that maybe my methods are, or the way I approached it is uncommon, but that doesn't mean that you cannot do it, because again, if I can do it, you can do it. It's just a fact. You know, what's the point of believing that you can't do something when you can simply believe you can, even if it feels untrue or whatever, right? Okay, so we'll have this. That's the thing, right? How does this just, what is it curving over like? Is it more of a drastic curve? I'm gonna just keep this like this right now for the time being, because then we're attaching these, right? It'll be something like this is going here and then this is attaching again. To this. Yeah, same thing, and then it just keeps looping over and over and over. Fucking the connection, keep fucking up the connection. I'm trying to think, right? Because of course, I mean, I'm kind of obviously all over the place. First I was doing drapery, now I'm trying to do loops, but spatial reasoning practice, that's really all it is at the end of the day, right? And I think keeping the perspective in mind, so if I were to put this in a box, it's probably the way to go about it, right? Again, if I were to do something like, then we all know I struggle with this perspective. So what would this be? It's going down there, but now we're trying to make it go loop around. So what would it? I have a feeling I'm starting to understand this a bit better, but let's, because this is the first initial step, right? We're just doing something like this. This could have been a bit more organic. But now what? Now it's going down, right? I'm trying to imagine this in the box. It would be going like so. And then here is when we have our second little stacking. And this is gonna look very awkward, right? But right, something like that. And then again, it's something like this. And then an organic shift into the box again. If we were to think about it that way. Again, I'm making it, I keep making it bigger. Which is the opposite of foreshortening, guys. Don't do this. Right, so. And then it's just organically coming back around. Cool. And then I'll just stop it here for the time being. Although it's the curves. The curves also need to look very believable, right? Because right now my curve's like but it should be more like this, right? But it's all about thinking about it in the box. Let me rest my brain. That was actually really good practice. Oh, I know what I was trying to say in regards to that person saying my work ethic. It's not about the work ethic. They made another comment, which was their brain would combust if they tried drawing a scooter from imagination, like technically copied one-to-one. I'm not copying it one-to-one. I'm just trying to break it down into the shapes, right? Clearly, there's, at this point, 15 hours of me trying to do that, right? And everybody knows, or not everybody doesn't know, but if you look at the earlier episodes, like parts, whatever, 1 to 9, right? When I did it the first time around, I was dying. I was literally fucking dying. But that's the effort that you have to expend, right? Guys, it's all about cognitive effort, right? But I always feel like I'm not doing enough. But clearly, even through that, I've been able to accomplish something decent, right? So it's just about trying your best, really trying to think about everything. It's the best we can do. It's the most we can do, right? And it's hard as shit right now, because right now the skill I'm building is talking to an audience while drawing, right? Talking to an audience while drawing from imagination, thinking and visualizing at the same time. That is fucking hard as shit. I cannot explain how hard that is. It is insanely hard. But I'm doing it to the best of my ability, right? Everything has to be consistent. Everything has to be kept in line. All that shit, right? Something like that, because it's turning, which is nice, right? So yeah, see, it's the thing about drapery, actually. It doesn't have to make as much sense as we think it does. Maybe I'm just explaining it extremely poorly, but that's what I feel. I feel as if we have a lot more leeway when it comes to drapery or ribbons in general. Maybe because I'm actually just getting better, and I can't relate. I'm just not relatable anymore, guys. I'm sorry. But Yeah, that's the thing. It's not about your brain combusting or not being able to do what I can do. It's about looking. This is why I have this channel, is because you can see where I started. You can see that, oh, he was actually nowhere near as good, quote unquote, good as he is now, right? Or just capable, I guess is the more appropriate term. But does this make sense? Okay, this part makes sense, right? It's kind of coming up this way, it's turning, it's going around, and this is sort of coming out. And then it's going back in, turning, and then this one is coming out. We just can't see it because this is the back end and it's pushing outward, right? Maybe I could do something like this to indicate that, right? Like that's the edge we're seeing here. That actually makes sense. It's just a bit convoluted and it does hurt my brain a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Trying to make sense of it. Maybe it doesn't make sense. Because I have to think about the planes and how they're meeting, right? I know it does make sense. We're just seeing a lot of the planes twisting and turning at the same time. That's what I believe. So, okay, and I imagine that to a decent degree, which is actually pretty impressive for myself, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, if I were to explain the ribbon concept, the reason Broken Draw recommends ribbons is purely because you just get into the habit of connecting planes, right? So for example, if I were to just, I guess, one-to-one copy this, to the best of my ability, right? It'd be something like this. You know, you're just connecting the planes and we're understanding how to connect these planes. That's the main thing. My lines will obviously not make it look as understandable, but it's also about imagining it, right? Trying to imagine it. And this comes with time. And specifically how much time dedicated to the fundamentals and understanding planes and in different perspectives and then manipulating them slightly, right? That's what it comes with. I really don't like it when, actually that doesn't make any sense. That line should not be there. This line should not be here. That line should be there because it's an edge. We're not seeing an edge here. It's going in and then out. This line should be here because we're seeing this edge. But yeah, that's incorrect, guys. Do not make this line. Why? Because if you think about it, this is not a hard edge. This is a hard edge because we can't see the other side. We can't see this side here, right? So that's why this line exists, to inform that it stops. Nothing's stopping here. If this were in real life, this would just look like there's a line here, like this is a stitching of sorts, you know? So yeah, do not do that. Yeah, I really don't like it when artists just say it takes time. I understand that, right? They're not trying to discourage beginners from, yeah, this line is incorrect, but they're trying not to discourage beginners when they say this will take years, minimum 5 to get halfway decent, and that's with intentional practice, right? That may sound very discouraging, but that's the fact. Think about everything. Literally think about any skill or endeavor, right? Why should art be any different? That's the whole point, you know? And it's not about being scared of that. It's about being excited about that. That's the whole mentality thing, right? It's like, holy shit, I have the opportunity to spend years, if not my entire life, towards this craft that I care about. Isn't that exciting? Kim Jong-il literally said this one thing where he was at an interview and he's like, it's kind of boring now. You know, he's like, I can draw nearly everything, so it's like, I'm kind of bored, right? And all the comments are like, haha, he's bored, he's the master, lol, XD, my god, he went bald because of Saitama, all those retarded jokes. But what he's saying is, it's harder for him to derive joy in the learning path because obviously he still has a lot to learn in his own words, but it's easier for him to learn it, you know, which may be exciting in its own sense, but he's been doing that for a decade, right? He spent 20 years fucking getting god tier, and then he spent the next 10 just refining his god tier status. So, no, probably like he's been drawing for almost 40 years because he started drawing when he was 4, and he started thinking like this, not to this extent, but he started thinking about fucking just trying to understand perspective since the age of 4 or 5, he said. Right, so yeah, you want to be excited that there's so much to learn. You should be happy that mistakes like these occur, or at least and accept and understand that the mistakes are an indicator of growth, right? It's the biggest thing. So yeah, I don't like it when artists say it takes time. I feel as if a lot of us need a legitimate number to understand how much time it takes, because it's very easy just to say it takes time, and depending on the type of person you are, that literally might just make you feel as if, oh, okay, maybe it'll take a few weeks. Right? It's like, no, 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 no. It's going to take much, much longer than that. Right? And we need a number. I'd like to think we do need a number. So yeah, which is why I always state, I've been drawing for 2 years, 4 months, 2 years, 5 months as I keep going, right? And specifically, hour a day, 5 days a week minimum. Like I try to make that very clear as to what work ethic, and yeah, I guess it comes down to what that person said, like what type of work I've been putting in, which is a decent amount, right? And I feel as if I'm not putting in enough work, because there are lots of people putting in, like Broken draws for 3 to 4 hours a day. He was telling me, right? So it comes down to time as well. I'm not going to be able to draw this much once I get a job, or like once I get a better job, right? It's just not going to happen, you know? And I'll be back to an hour a day, and now all this progress that I'm making a bit faster will slow down. And that's just how it is. And I have to accept that. I have to be okay with that. I have to understand that that's just a part of life, right? So let's see what we can do here. I'm trying to think. Let's see. So I want to put a little twist on this now. Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. Oh, so a little bit of hiccup in that line. There you go. But yeah, I'm excited to actually start applying my visual library a little bit. Whatever visual library that I do have. Right? There you go, nice little twisted motion of sorts. But yeah, guys, just do your best. And girl! Same joke over and over and over. Even that, right? The laugh into the crying. I'm very well aware of all the stupid shit I do. By the way, that's the worst part. I'm like that is the level of autisticness, or autistimo. Yes, autistimo that I have within me. But I mean, it's funny, innit? It's just a bit, innit? Can't take me seriously. But yeah, I don't know who the fuck is using this as ASMR and as background noise. what kind of fucking, that guy, the one person who was like, oh, I'm gonna use this because it blocks out the noises in my head, right? Mr. Buttlicker. Beautiful name, by the way, Mr. Buttlicker, right? But that was on, which video was it? No, one of my videos, the you won't believe, the one where everybody keeps falling for that thumbnail. You won't believe. I mean, it said I wouldn't believe it. Anyways, prosody reference. I'm good at that voice. We all know I'm a god. But yeah, he was like, this will help drown out the voices in my head. I'm just thinking, like, what kind of fucking voice? Like, your voices must be even more retarded than my voice. Because holy shit, bro. Anyways, I'm just taking a break. Okay, it's been 40 minutes. Jesus Christ. Okay, let me just fill this spot, and then we'll obviously turn the page, continue onwards. But yeah, see, it all takes time. How many ribbons, quote unquote, have I drawn, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, 19. Okay. 19 in the span of 40 minutes, right? Oh god. Oh shit. Wait. Oh, that was good. But yeah, the biggest thing that's been helping me is really just slowing down, taking my time more than anything. And I have all these fucking little notes that I have here. You can't see, but it's a bunch of little pink, purple, pink, blue, and green and yellow little tiny flat notes like this. Like they're in this orientation, right? And I just have a bunch of these that my friend gave me. My dad gave me actually. Never mind, not my friend. My friend gave me other ones. No, my friend did give me this, and they're shit, to be honest. I'm literally using actual tape to make them stick because these sticky notes are fucking garbage. But anyways, they say shit like current meta skills, zoom out, think ahead, confident lines, and then another one that says Master Kim says, be patient, take your time, visualize the grid 24/7, think until discomfort. These are all things that I do my best to keep in mind, but I probably honestly only do maybe 40 to 50% of it max at any given time because it's so hard. It's so fucking difficult, bro. Art is so difficult, right? But that's the beauty. I keep telling myself that's the joy. So let's see, what kind of ribbon can I do here? Oh, well, I think I have an idea. Something like that, right? God. Wait. Try to think. Is that correct? Something like that. Maybe. Right. Oh, fucked up that line connection. But yeah, I was trying to do an infinity sign, which is okay, but it's honestly pretty meh. I should have taken more time, but I was trying to think about it while I was doing it. And again, we all know this. I struggle with this curve, but let's do one more. Let's just do a really simple one just to keep that going. There you go, see? It's turning inwards to that. I think it makes sense. Sometimes it's hard to tell. But anyways, yeah. Yeah, more ribbons, cool. Okay, I have what, 20, probably 18 minutes at this point? Oh, that's some good tea. Cold, just like my soul. Oh, 17 minutes, oh my god. My sense of time is perfect, especially when I always get surprised as to how little time I have left, or how much time has elapsed. Elapsed. I'm an immigrant. I'm an immigrant? I'm an immigrant. Please don't judge. It's a fucking... it's okay, we're probably all immigrants. Technically, everybody has immigrated or emigrated elsewhere in this world, if you think about human history. So, that's right. This land is our land. That's fucking like... If you grew up in the Canadian elementary system, maybe that makes sense to you. This land is our land. Like that fucking song. Or is that just... Am I doxing myself more? Because that was a very specific region, maybe. Who knows? But what else? Ribbons, ribbons, ribbons. Let's maybe just do some simple ones. Or quote unquote simple ones. Right? If I want to... These are really good practice because you see I keep having these curves fuck up, right? So it helps to keep that in check, you know? Do something like this. Yeah, still working on my lines. Well, first let's do, this is curving this way, we can have that and that. That stops here, and then we get something like this. See, this curve doesn't really maybe work too well, but that's the practice that we all got to make. It's good to have a lot of twists and turns to really bring about the spatial reasoning, right? So I'm thinking something like, okay, this is good. I can really focus on visualizing this. Start with this for first half. Then there you go. Wow, that is what I was thinking. How the fuck did I do that? Something like that. Oof, I actually managed to do it. That's pretty good. Cool. But yes, this took quite a decent bit of cognitive effort, right? But I think it makes sense overall. It's not bad. And then we could do something like just simple. I'm gonna make this one relatively simple, just essentially a semicircle, right? Semicircle, yeah, semicircle. I hope, I am muttering a little bit, so I'm constantly trying to work on that, but it's easy to get lost when you're drawing. Whee. It's the thing is, I've noticed just through trying to constantly visualize, I am actually getting better at visualizing. It's little things right now, like I can, like just being able to visualize one or two things at a time, right? But hey, I visualized this, right? And I visualized this, which is crazy to me because that would have been very difficult 3 to 4 months ago. It's all micro gains. It's all micro gains. That's the biggest thing about any skill, guys. Art is honestly much more difficult in the sense that it's much more personal, right? When you make a line, and I've said this before, but when we make a line, we know, look at that shit line, right? Line weight inconsistent, bit curvy, bit rickety, whatever. We can tell when the line is good or bad. This is much better, right? Finger was more relaxed, right? It looks cleaner and more consistent than this one. So because art is so visceral and the tactile nature of it makes us essentially we get immediate feedback as to our performance, right? Same thing, I'm learning piano and you can immediately know when you're playing the wrong key, but even then, when you play a key, and even if it's the wrong one, the key itself, the note sounds nice. You know, there's not so much energy expended to make the note sounds nice. It's just on your ability to professionally play it together, read it well, like articulate well, right? Like it's about the movements. But with art, it's about the movements as well as the ability to see, right? And yeah, piano, you have to have spatial reasoning, be able to kind of zoom out, have piano vision, that sort of thing, right? I'm very new, so maybe I'm incorrect with that stuff. And I'm not as obsessed with piano as I am with art, right? But so like my knowledge and the things I say maybe aren't as accurate, but yeah, see, I imagine that. That's crazy to me. But the point is, art is very difficult also because, again, see and feel all of our mistakes. And because it's a visual medium, immediately just through our own personal aesthetics and preferences, we already know what we want in terms of what looks good and what looks bad, right? We're all inundated with amazing artists at all times. So we know when we create something, especially when we're starting out, it is not what we want, right? We know it's not what we want. We look at it, we think this looks like absolute shit. Look at these 100, 500,000 artists on Instagram, Pinterest. What the fuck is the other one now? Blue Sky? No, that's like the Twitter replacement. I don't fucking know. But the point is, there's hundreds and thousands of incredible artists with incredible fundamentals and imaginations and ability to conceive worlds that we want to, right? Things that we want to do. But we don't see this from them. Right? We don't see that shit. We don't see that shit. We see, you're seeing maybe this now, right? Or whatever this version is for them, which is they're like, haha, 40-minute sketch, guys, and it looks like fucking amazing and shit. You don't see the 400 hours, 4,000 hours that they put, 40,000 hours that they put behind the scenes to be able to have the visual library and ability to create that sketch fast. Also, the definition of sketch is actually really interesting as well. I don't know what quantifies as a sketch. I saw this fucking Instagram post where this guy was like 2-hour sketch, and I was like, bruh. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? 2-hour sketch? Are you kidding me? Just call it a drawing or a study or a painting at that point. Why the fuck are you turning this into a sketch? Ain't nobody call that shit a sketch, bro. Get that shit out of my face. That's too straight. That's way too straight. Should have been more curved. Oh, there you go. That already made a slight difference. But yeah, I don't think a quote-unquote sketch is fucking 2 hours, by the way. Right? That's why I don't call any of my shit sketches. I just call them drawings. I'm just drawing and practicing. And you're all well aware and you can witness that. Right? It's just a drawing. You know? Sketches lose fast, all that shit. At least I would like to think. So it doesn't make any sense to call it a sketch. Now this looks awkward because I don't have any consistency in the, what are they called, the S curves, right? It doesn't have a good flow, right? Still looks like drapery, but it doesn't, there's no gesture, I guess. Again, I'm still learning gesture. I think gesture just comes down to exaggerating C and S curves, but with the structure in mind, right? I think that's how Antonio explains it. So that's how I view it, but yeah, I don't understand the whole sketch thing. Funny enough, Kim Jong-il's art and a lot of these extremely incredible drawing from imagination draftsmen, their art is technically sketchy, right? They do have sketchy art, but that's mainly because that's just their style, right? Oh yeah, beginner artists, please don't think too much about style, like for real. For real. Because that is going to limit you drastically. And I mean it. Oh, maybe that's a bit too focus on the fundamentals. Yeah, don't think about style. It's like that is not what you should be thinking about right now. Style is the last thing. I agree with that. Antonio says that too. Style is the last of your concerns, right? Because when you ask what style is that, you're basically asking how what sort of decisions were made upon the fundamentals to achieve this aesthetic output. That's what you're asking, right? But what you think you're asking is, how can I draw like that right now, immediately? That is not what you're asking, right? That is incorrect. There you go. Yeah, you don't see that. We do see this. Could have been a bit better, I feel. Maybe that's like a drapery thing. See, that curve is janky. Can refine a little bit. This, I think, doesn't read too well. Should have made it a bit more drastic. Yeah, see that? Reads a little bit better. Okay, let me rest my brain. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just going on a bunch of random rambles. But yeah, sketches, in my opinion, are maybe 40 minutes max. right? Because yeah, these are technically sketches for me, and each one takes 5 to 10 minutes. In total, I've completed an hour's worth of sketching, but and again, we have to acknowledge the fact that it comes down to the skill level of the individual, right? A 40-minute sketch for them will be a 2-hour fucking intensive study for somebody else, right? We can't discount that. So, yeah, pee pee poo poo. Let me rest my brain. All right, good slurping on the tea. Oh yeah, sometimes I just burp on command just because it sounds funny to me. I can actually I can do that. I have that ability. The ability. I'll give an example right now. I'll go from A to D. C, D, E, F. Well, I lied, but whatever. But yeah, it's a honestly completely useless thing, and it's probably more gross and jarring than anything. But it's fun to do every few months, just to annoy my friends. But okay, it's been 56 minutes. I'll go for another 10, 15. I like going a bit over an hour because obviously I do a bit of talking, I do a resting, all that shit. But what would a cape look like? Let's try to imagine if we want to do a billowing cape, right? So it'd be something like this. Let's say that's the point of tension. Be like that, right? So we'd want something drastic, like whoosh. It's an S curve, so maybe and then that's like that. We want some contrast, so would it be that? Would that work? Right? Something like this. And then what? Maybe real, like excessive contrast, right? Really curve it up, you know? Like so. Yeah, I guess that, and then, you know, we would have some contours here. Something like that, right? And maybe like shading down here or some shit, like, ooh, yeah, we got a nice little cape here, guys. Wee. Right? I mean, I'm sure capes have much more going on than this, but, and I'm sure maybe the way I'm doing it doesn't make much sense. Right now, I'm honestly just trying to think about the perspective and the contour, of course, but, and Artwa does have a cape workout specifically, but yeah, I guess, you know, this is how a cape would look if we have the person up here. I'm trying to think in terms of dynamism, right? Dynamic epicness. Again, if I'm going to do Animorphs, everything has to be dynamic and epic, right? This is, Animorphs has to be berserk quality, so I'm not saying I'm going to go to the level of detail that Mira does, because that's just, in my opinion, it's too much work. It's just too much fucking work.